Peppa Pig Scooters. Peppa and George are playing on their scooters. Whee! Cries Peppa. George is still learning how to ride his scooter.
Don't worry, George,
says Peppa.
I'll teach you.
Peppa tells George to hold on to the handlebars with both hands and then stand on the scooter. George tries, but he wobbles and falls over.
No, George, says Peppa. Stand on the scooter with one foot.
Soon George is zooming along on his scooter with Peppa.
Whee! George, you're doing it!
Cries Peppa happily. That's enough scootering for now, says Daddy Pig. It's time to go to playgroup. Peppa sighs.
But we've only just started. Can we ride our scooters to playgroup, please, Daddy?
Good idea, Peppa. It will be a lovely spot of exercise, says Daddy Pig.
Hooray!
Cheers, Peppa.
Ready, steady, go!
Wait for me, says Daddy Pig, chasing after Peppa and George on their scooters. Peppa and George ride their scooters up and down the hills all the way to playgroup. Whee! They call. Not so fast! Daddy Pig is out of breath. Peppa and George get to playgroup very quickly. Madame Gazelle is waiting for them.
Bye-bye, Daddy!
Cry Peppa and George when Daddy Pig finally arrives. Bye, says Daddy Pig, still panting. Oh no, now I have to walk home, says Daddy Pig. Wait, no I don't, I've got wheels. Daddy Pig hops on Peppa's scooter. Whee! Scootering is so much fun, he cheers. Peppa and George are painting pictures at playgroup.
Madame Gazelle,
says Peppa,
we came to playgroup on our scooters today.
Very good, Peppa and George, replies Madame Gazelle. Let's all paint pictures of how we travelled to playgroup today. Later on, Daddy Pig says, I don't think we should drive to pick up Peppa and George. Mammy Pig frowns. But it's a long walk to playgroup. We don't have to walk. We can scoot, says Daddy Pig. Race you! Oh, okay, says Mammy Pig, hopping on George's scooter. Whee!
Mummy, Daddy, you brought our scooters!
Cries Peppa. Peppa and George hop on their scooters.
Whee!
Ah, yes, says Daddy Pig. That seems to leave Mammy Pig and me without scooters for the journey home.
Daddy Pig,
gasped Mammy Pig.
you said we wouldn't have to walk.
We won't have to walk, says Daddy Pig. But we will have to run. Race you! Daddy Pig runs after Peppa and George as they zoom along on their scooters.
Hey, wait for me, cries Mammy Pig.
Peppa and George love scootering. Everyone loves scootering. The end. Peppa Pig, Daddy Pig gets fit. Daddy Pig is very sporty. His tummy is big, but it is made of pure muscle. If you want to get fit like Daddy Pig, you have to drink lots of water. You must also wear the right clothes. This is Daddy Pig's puddle jumping costume. No one is too old to be sporty. Just ask Grampy Rabbit. There are lots of ways to keep fit too. Football is Daddy Pig's favourite. Daddy Pig only has one fitness rule. Join in and have fun. The end. Peppa Pig, wonderful weather. Every day is a wonderful weather day. When it's windy, leaves blow into the air. Fog is a cloud that is on the ground instead of in the sky. Snowy days are fun, as long as you wear your hat, scarf and gloves. Sunshine feels warm. It helps Grandpa Pig's garden grow. Some days that start off sunny, then the rain comes too. Peppa and George don't mind. Rainy, sunny days make beautiful rainbows. The end. Recorders. Peppa and her friends are at playgroup.
Morning, children, says Madame Gazelle. Today we are going to play the recorder.
Ooh, gasp the children, listening as Madame Gazelle plays a tune. Madame Gazelle hands a recorder to each of the children.
Now, does anyone know how to play music on the recorder?
She asks.
You blow it like this,
Cries Peppa.
That is not music, Peppa, says Madame Gazelle. That is a horrible noise. To make music, we must play in a way that sounds not horrible,
Suggests Danny Dog.
Yes, Danny,
Says Madame Gazelle. Madame Gazelle tries to teach the children how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on the recorder.
Cover these little holes with your fingertips and blow,
She says. The children play on the recorders. It's time for the children's parents to pick them up from playgroup.
Remember, the most important thing when learning to play a musical instrument,
Says Madame Gazelle.
is lots and lots of practice. Goodbye, Madame Gazelle.
Everyone calls. Sounds like someone is learning to play the recorder, says Daddy Pig.
It's me, cries Peppa. Madame Gazelle said I have to practice lots.
Oh, says Mammy Pig.
Daddy Pig will help you while I do some work in another room.
Susie Sheep is practicing the recorder at her house too.
La la la,
Sings Mummy Sheep.
yes, that's it, Susie. Keep going.
Danny is also practicing. Very good, Danny, says Captain Dog. How about we go out on my boat now?
No,
Replies Danny.
I have to keep trying until I get it right.
Of course, says Captain Dog. Peppa and her friends have been practicing their recorders all week, and now it's time to do a concert for the parents.
Welcome to our concert, parents, says Madame Gazelle. Ready, children?
The children play Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star together on their recorders. It is a very noisy concert. At the end of the concert, the parents give the children a big round of applause.
Haven't the children worked hard?
Says Madame Gazelle. Yes, replies Daddy Pig, and now it's over. It's strange to think it was only for a week of our lives.
I want you to learn this next tune,
says Madame Gazelle. She plays Mary Had a Little Lamb on her recorder. The children try to copy her.
Remember, go home and practice, practice, practice,
says Madame Gazelle. Peppa loves the recorder. Everyone loves the recorder. First words with Peppa Pig. Level 2. The best pet. Meet Peppa, Susie Sheep, Zoe Zebra, Pedro Pony, and Dr. Hamster. Learn are, brown, but, good, he, like, pretty, saw, say, she, this, what, who. Read toy monkey, tortoise, stick insect.
Wow!
Peppa has a pet fish.
I like the fish. She is a good fish,
says Susie Sheep.
She's a pretty fish, Susie. She is the best pet,
said Peppa. Pedro Pony has a pet stick insect.
Wow!
The stick insect is long and brown.
What a pretty pet,
said Pedro.
He is the best pet.
Hooray!
Dr. Hamster will say who the best pets are.
I like all of the pets. All the pets are pretty,
said Dr. Hamster.
But now I will say who the best pet is.
Dr. Hamster saw Peppa's pet.
What is this pet, Peppa?
said Dr. Hamster.
She's a fish,
said Peppa.
Will she win best pet? I like the pretty fish, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw Pedro's pet.
What is this pet, Pedro?
said Dr. Hamster.
He is a stick insect,
said Pedro.
He is long and brown. Will he win best pet? This is a good pet, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw Zoe's pet.
What is this pet, Zoe?
said Dr. Hamster.
He is a monkey,
said Zoe.
He is a brown toy monkey. Will he win best pet? I like this pretty pet, but I will say who the best pet is soon,
said Dr. Hamster. Dr. Hamster saw all of the pets.
Who is the best pet? I like all of the pets that I saw, but the best pet is my pet tortoise,
said Dr. Hamster.
And Peppa's fish is the best fish. She is a pretty fish,
said Dr. Hamster.
What a good fish, said Peppa and Susie. We like her. Zoe's monkey is the best brown toy monkey, said Dr. Hamster. Hooray! What a good monkey, said Zoe. I like this brown monkey a lot. Pedro's stick insect is the best stick insect. What a pretty brown pet, said Dr. Hamster. Hooray! What a good stick insect, said Pedro. I like him a lot. All of the pets are good pets. All of the pets are the best pets. Hooray! The end.
George's first day at playgroup. Today is George's first day at playgroup.
Isn't George too small for playgroup?
Asked Peppa. You can look after him, says Daddy Pig. Peppa isn't sure she wants George at her playgroup, but she likes the idea of looking after him.
Are you sure George is big enough?
Peppa asks when they arrive. Yes, he'll be fine, replies Daddy Pig.
Okay, he can come,
says Peppa. She holds onto George's hands. Snorts George, jumping up and down. Here is Madame Gazelle, Peppa's playgroup teacher. She looks after Peppa and her friends. Madame Gazelle tells the children that George is coming to play. The children are all very excited about meeting Peppa's little brother.
This is my little brother George,
cries Peppa.
Grrr, dinosaur,
growls George. Everyone laughs.
I wish I had a little brother like George,
buzz Susie Sheep. George shakes his toy, Mr. Dinosaur, at Madame Gazelle.
Dinosaur!
Ah! Really scary, laughs Madame Gazelle. Peppa is proud of George, making everyone laugh.
George is my little brother. He's brilliant,
she says. Shall we show George how we paint pictures? Madame Gazelle asks the children.
George is not very good at painting, says Peppa, but I can show him how to paint a flower. Watch me, George,
snorts Peppa.
First, you paint a big circle.
Peppa carefully dips her brush into a pot of pink paint and draws a big pink circle right in the middle of her paper. George draws a big green circle.
No, George, that's the wrong colour,
snorts Peppa.
Watch me.
Peppa makes yellow petal shapes. George paints a green zigzag.
George, that's the wrong shape,
says Peppa. Peppa admires her flower painting.
Perfect,
she says happily. George is still painting. Instead of a stalk and leaves, he has painted another circle with 5 lines sticking out from it.
You're doing it all wrong,
says Peppa.
I've painted a flower,
says Peppa. Very good, Peppa, smiles Madame Gazelle. And look, George has painted a dinosaur. Madame Gazelle sticks Peppa and George's pictures on the wall. Now it is time to go home. What will you paint next time, George? asked Madame Gazelle.
Dinosaur!
giggles George. Everyone laughs. The end. Grandpa Pig's computer. Peppa and George are at Granny and Grandpa Pig's house. Their cuckoo clock is broken.
Oh no!
Can you mend it, please, Grandpa? asked Peppa. Grandpa Pig is very good at fixing things.
Wow!
Grandpa Pig mends things in his shed. I'll take a look inside the clock, says Grandpa Pig. He lifts the top off the cuckoo clock. The clock falls apart. Now it's really broken, cries Peppa. I wonder if I've got a book on clocks, says Grandpa Pig. He looks on his shelf and finds a book called How Clocks Work. The book tells Grandpa Pig how to fix a clock. Hooray! cries Peppa. The clock is working again. Later that day, Mummy Pig comes to pick up Peppa and George. She has brought a computer. I can't mend that, says Grandpa Pig. It's not broken, says Mummy Pig. I've got a new computer, so I thought you might like my old one. Granny and Grandpa Pig aren't sure if they need a computer. What does it do? asks Granny Pig. Peppa shows them how the computer works. Look, Granny, you can write letters, says Peppa. The best thing the computer does is play Happy Mrs. Chicken, says Peppa. When you press this button, she lays an egg. George is the best at Happy Mrs. Chicken. George shows Granny and Grandpa Pig what to do. Perhaps we should keep the computer, says Grandpa Pig. Thank you. Bye, Granny and Grandpa, says Peppa. The next day, Peppa and George are having lunch. I wonder how Granny and Grandpa Pig are getting on with the computer, says Daddy Pig. The telephone rings. It is Grandpa Pig. I need your help, he says. There is a problem with the computer. What's the problem, Grandpa Pig? asked Daddy Pig. Happy Mrs. Chicken has laid so many eggs it has broken the computer, says Grandpa Pig. We'll come round and pick it up, says Daddy Pig. By the time Peppa, George, Mummy and Daddy Pig get there, Grandpa Pig has taken the computer to his shed. He has found a book called How Computers Work, which tells him how to fix a computer. There, that should do it, says Grandpa Pig.
Wow!
Hooray! My grandpa is the best at mending things, says Peppa. So you don't want us to take the computer away? asked Mummy Pig. No, says Grandpa Pig. I need it for important work. For letters and numbers? asked Mummy Pig. No, says Grandpa Pig. To beat Granny Pig's Happy Mrs. Chicken score. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I laid 4,020 eggs, says Granny Pig.
Wow!
Wow, everyone gasps. So I've got some catching up to do, says Grandpa Pig. Grandpa Pig loves playing Happy Mrs. Chicken. Everyone loves playing Happy Mrs. Chicken. The end. Peppa Pig, look at that hat. Look at that hat. It is a crown hat. Look at that hat. It is a brown hat. Look at that hat. It is a tall hat.
Wow!
Look at that hat. It is a small hat. Look at that hat. It is a rain hat. Look at that hat. It is a train hat. Look at that hat. It is a sun hat. Look at that hat. It is a fun hat. Look at that hat. It is a male hat. Look at that hat. It is a pale hat. Look at that hat. It is a white hat. Look at that. That is a lot of hats. Look at that. That is not a hat. The end. Peppa Pig, my best teacher.
My name is Peppa, and this book is all about my teacher. She is the best teacher in the whole wide world, and the cleverest. My teacher is very good at helping us play nicely together. But that can be a teeny bit difficult some of the time. My teacher is brilliant at reading stories. But sometimes they are just too funny. My teacher says we are all good at different things. But she's good at everything. Let's rockety rock! My teacher takes us on exciting adventures. But she doesn't know how to guess the weather yet. My teacher loves to sing loud songs whenever she can. But we sing them much louder than she does. My teacher says that sometimes things can go wrong. Ouch! But she always has a special way of fixing them. My teacher thinks we keep her on her toes. But we think she is the best teacher ever. 3 cheers for Madame Gazelle. Hip hip, hooray!
Hooray! Hooray!
The end.
Hi kids, did you have fun watching this video? Then like and subscribe for more.